I think we've kind of merged questions 5 and 6 together here, so I'm not going to take that. I'm going to do the sort of general wrap-up question now, which is, you've all been very patient, you've all come today, and we've had a lot of different views expressed. Are there any aspects of entertainment, arts and culture that we haven't touched on that you think should be flagged to us, or any final closing remarks that you'd like to make, this being the sort of most open opportunity for consultation on this area? Yes, the lady in red.
Hi, my name's Kate. I'm from SHAPE. We're a disability-led arts organisation. Yep, I just wanted to raise the issue of planning and licences and the Disability Discrimination Act. Obviously, it's a very wonderful and very woolly piece of legislation that's only now, 10 years later, finally being backed up with some decent case law. And in preparation for the new Single Equalities Act, I think it's a good time to start looking at theatres and galleries' obligations under the DDA. There's some venues doing fantastic work around making their venues and services more accessible for disabled people in Westminster, and there's some that are not. And I think there's definitely a role for the council there to be really proactive, and maybe some kind of retrospective review of planning permissions and licensing already granted to see who's complying under the DDA and who's not.
Okay, thank you.
Interesting point again. Yes.
Could I just ask a general point about this process? For some reason, it may just be me, I didn't see the leaflet that was handed out before now, so I've been trying to read and think and talk at the same time, and I don't know if everybody else did, but we've discussed some quite important issues and people have raised some very interesting, important points, and I wonder whether there'll be opportunity for further discussion, or how will you use the information that you gather tonight?
Okay, that's a point for Lisa rather than me, but I can assure you that we whilst consultation is open, people can get in touch with us in any way that's accessible to them, and we will consider and listen.
I think there's a few things. I forgot to mention at the start. If there's anything that you've thought of later as we've moved off onto other topics, or you think about later, feel free to write it up on the flip charts if for whatever reason you didn't get the opportunity to say. You're also welcome to email us or write into us. The email address is ldf@westminster.gov.uk, or you can write into us here at the council, address it to the LDF team. Certainly any comments that we receive before the end of August will form part of this process. So it will be as though you actually made the comment at the meeting tonight. So certainly if there's other things that occur to you from reading the brief note again, please feel free just to write to us. It'll be included alongside everything else. The next step is that sometime in September we will go through all of the workshops. You may be aware there's 11 of them, and pull out the options that people have put forward that are realistic options that we would be able to do something about in terms of planning policy. And we'll send all those back out to everybody for you to comment. If you feel you support some of them, then please write in. If you feel there's concerns that you have with others, please write in about that as well. But certainly we'll be in touch. The idea of this process is to be as flexible and responsive as possible, rather than being very rigid about how we do our consultation. So by all means, just contact us with any ideas you have, and we will get back to you. And the next step will be looking at all of the points that you've put forward and how we can deal with them, and looking at whether or not you want to support a comment made by another person, including perhaps those made at a different workshop that you may feel you want to support. That's probably the crucial next step. I think at some of the workshops we're going to have follow-up workshops because we felt we didn't really get to the bottom of it. If anyone feels the need for a follow-up discussion or a follow-up grouping, please get into contact with us about that. However, I feel that we've had a good opportunity here for people to put forward their ideas, and certainly plenty for us to think about.
Great. Does anyone else have any final closing remarks, points, comments, issues? Yes.
Quickly, just to say that the feedback I've had from my colleagues who've been coming, representing Vic, is that this is a good process.
Oh, brilliant. Great. I'm really pleased because we're a bit nervous about it. It's
the
first time. That's fantastic. Thank you very much.
Super. Well, if no one has anything else, we are at 10 to 8. We've been going since 6, so thank you all very much for sharing your evening.